Hey guys, before this video starts, please consider hitting that subscribe button and liking the video. It really means a lot to me and it's much appreciated and it helps the channel out. But anyways, let's get into it. So in this episode of Cosmic Sky, I'm going to be showing you how to make this, essentially how to make an infinite auto fuel source. Now this can go up as tall as you want, you can make multiple of these. The only downside of these is they are pretty expensive. Between the fuel nodes, which I think have gone down in price on the auction house, it does use a lot of hoppers, and the auto mining bots are also pretty expensive themselves. But it's not terribly bad. I'd say it's worth it because you're going to need to build one of these, or at least a version of these, at some point or another to fuel all your other automation. And I'm going to be showing you how you can make this, how you can make it completely infinite, and how you can then take the fuel that this outputs and set up other auto miners to give you and auto crafters to give you a custom fuel recipe instead of just the normal default fuel. But all you're going to need for this is you're going to need some hoppers, some chests, you're going to need any amount of auto mining bots, but the more fuel you're going to have and the much better capacity you're going to be able to fuel everything on your island. And then once you have this, you're going to need, of course, some fuel nodes. I'm going to go to the auction house because I'm too lazy to actually go and mine log nodes and then smelt those. So I'm going to go search for some fuel nodes here. Okay, and yes, they have significantly dropped in price by like half. So we're just going to go ahead and buy a stack of fuel nodes there for 60,000. And all you're going to need to do, guys, is let's say this is the start. So the start's really simple. You're going to need to place a hopper down. That's going to go into a chest. And actually, I'll just show you down here. So this is the auto mining bot on the start. And the auto mining bot is right above a hopper. And that hopper connects to this double chest right here, which then just funnels down into this little collection system. So it's pretty basic stuff there for the bottom. Not much to it. So once you build that, it should look pretty much something like this. Okay guys, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take your Autobot and you're going to have to put a hopper on top of this guy, and then you're going to need to get any block. Doesn't matter really what you use, you're going to end up deleting it. And you're going to place that on top of the hopper, and you're going to place two chests here. And then you're going to get rid of this block and you're going to send this hopper into the chest. And then on top of that, you're going to place down your auto mining bot. So effectively what this is going to do is when the fuel from the mining bot mines fuel, it outputs it right below it, and this hopper will grab it, and this hopper will take out of this hopper and send it to the lower auto mining bot, and that's going to happen all the way down throughout whatever chain you're building. Now when this hopper is full, because this auto mining bot's full, then this hopper is going to send it into this double chest for collection storage purposes. So you can have a bit of excess reserve fuel just in case your fuel production for whatever reason is not keeping up. You're still going to have enough fuel to run for quite a while until you can expand your fuel farm. So then what you're going to do from here is you're going to take your fuel nodes and you're going to come out 3 in this direction and 2 in this direction. And you're just going to build this all the way around. I actually built one too many there. Got a bit too excited. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wrong place again. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, like this. So this is how it's gonna look in the end, guys. You're gonna have what is this? Technically a 7 by 5. But 3 of the blocks are not going to be fuel nodes. They're going to 2 of them's for chests and 1 of them's a hopper. And I am personally going to keep building this because I need a lot of fuel. So I'm going to just again walk you through how to do this. So you're going to place a hopper. You're going to make your bot. Your base layout should already be done by this point. And once your base layer is done, put a hopper. You put your auto mining bot down. Put a hopper on top of it. Alright, this here is assuming that you've already done your first layer. So your auto mining bot's already down, you're going to put another hopper on top of it. you're going to take a block, you're going to put it there, and you're going to put 2 chests there, and then you're going to break that block, you're going to place the hopper going there, and then you're going to take your another auto mining bot, and you're going to place it right there. And then again, it's just 3 this way and 2 this way. 3 this way and 2 this way, and just fill that in. So once you fill this in, there you go, like that's another layer. But what we're gonna need to do now is we're gonna need to buy some more hoppers. 4 should be plenty for now. So now what we need to do is we need to connect up our chests so that it can fill from the bottom to the top, and so that we have overall much more storage for these top miners. So what we're gonna need to do is, it's quite simple. It's literally just 2 hoppers like that per layer. So once you build like that, it should look identical on every single layer, just like this. And these guys don't have fuel right now because I did break the auto resupply, so I can show you guys how to build that as well. But I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly build up the rest of these layers. So enjoy this quick time lapse, guys. Alright guys, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but I actually hit sky limit, so I had to take this all down by 1. But I've built up a few more layers of this farm, as you can kind of tell, and I made sure to fill hoppers. I only bought 3 more hoppers than I needed, but go ahead and take a look at my balance. It's taken about a $700,000 hit there in hoppers. That's really what it was. It was mainly just hoppers. But I think it's worth it personally, because I need this to continue automating all my island, and it's going to be needed in the future. So once you guys have the last layer that you want to do for now, keep in mind you can always add more provided you have the building height to permit it. And if not, you can always start again, going back down to the bottom and building a separate, a whole other tower automated stack. So then once you have this, you're going to need to get linked ender chests, and you're going to need 2 of them. Now, they are $250,000 each in the shop, so if you can get them on Auction House for less than $250,000 each, it's always worth it. But we're going to go ahead and place this down, and this guy's already selected to the white channel, because it's what I was using earlier. So you're going to pick whatever channel you want. I'd recommend doing white, seeing as it's white. You can have as many as you want. It's unlimited and it's free. I'd use white for now. So I have this guy set to white, and then I'm going to come all the way down here to the bottom, and I'm also going to drop a linked ender chest there and have it be set to white. So what this is doing now is this auto miner is mining, sending to this auto miner, and the auto miners are fueling each other all the way down, and whatever's excess is being sent to these chests and kept for storage, and eventually sent back down here to the white channel. And then the white channel is sending the fuel back up here to this auto mining bot to power the top auto mining bot so he can get the rest of the auto mining bots working. Now, what you might want to do is you might want to upgrade your fuel source. So if we go to the IS recipes, we can see that there's coal fuel, iron fuel, obsidian fuel, and nether fuel. Coal fuel is the first one that you might want to do. It's 4 coal, and 1 fuel. I'm going to tell you right now, I would not recommend doing it. In my opinion, it is terrible and not worth it. For the sole reason that this fuel value is only worth 10 fuel, you're going to need to devote several auto miners to mining coal, right? And those are going to need to be powered. So that's already more power, more fuel that you're going to need to run those auto miners to make the better source of fuel. But it's not just that, guys. The fuel value on this is only 10. And if you count, it's 4 coal and 1 normal fuel. That's 5 mines. That's 5 auto miner mines in total. And each time this auto miner mines a fuel source, a fuel node, the actual fuel it produces is worth 3 fuel. So for 5 auto miner mines, if you turn it into coal fuel, you're going to get 10 fuel. But if you don't, and you just set it up instead another auto fuel miner, you're going to get 15 fuel for the same amount of auto miner mines. So that's why I would not recommend going with coal fuel and setting that up. The only time coal fuel would be worth it is early game, which we're almost getting to the point where coal fuel might not even be worth it for most people anymore, for any reason at all. And it would really only be worth it to fill up bots that are hard to automatically refuel, such as the auto harvester, because that bot constantly moves, so you cannot have just a hopper with a chest on top of it. It would take a lot of effort to completely automate that, and I'm not even sure it's completely possible. I haven't even worked out a way yet in my mind to completely automate that. So that's the only time that coal fuel might be worth it, but I just recommend completely staying away from coal fuel whatsoever. Now, if we go back to the island recipes, the other recipes, the other ones are worth it. All right, so the other ones are worth it. Iron fuel, it's the least value out of the custom fuels, and it does use iron, which Bone Bar does also use right here. And you're probably going to get more bones this season than you were previous seasons due to the auto slayers, which I still need to make a video on. But the iron fuel, if you want to do it, all right, you can go ahead and do it. And just like all the other fuels, the obsidian fuel, definitely worth it. The nether fuel, by far the best insane deal for fuel. It is ridiculously worth it in terms of auto miner mines if you obviously have the nether quartz or nether quartz nodes that you need. So if you'd want to make this into automated fuel, I'm not going to go ahead and do it now, but I'll run you through the general process. And you'd probably be wanting to run... I would personally use still the white channel for your normal fuel as well here. Because you don't want to put coal fuel through this system. when you automate it, or iron fuel, or any fuel for that matter, because as soon as it's going into, actually no, you technically could. I just wouldn't bother setting up a different linked ender chest other than white for this, because the fuel would go and it would fuel the first bot, but that's it. The other bots would still be running on the coal fuel that this auto mining bot generates, and this is already an infinite fuel source, so there's no issues about fuel capacity for here. So I just recommend leaving it as is. But what you do is you'd go ahead and you take yet another white channel ender chest, linked ender chest. So you take another ender chest. I have one right here, and I'll bring it out for demonstration purposes. And then you would obviously have, and you would need more than one, right? So you would have another setup somewhat similar to this, where it's instead of coal that it's mining, or instead of fuel nodes that it's mining, it would be mining iron nodes, or obsidian nodes, or nether quartz nodes, whatever you have, whatever those three you have. Again, you don't want to go into coal fuel, it's not worth it. So then what you do is, obviously it would need to be bigger than this. This is set up so that there's barely any coal fuel left. Technically, if you wanted to, it would still run at maximum efficiency if you deleted 2 coal fuel nodes. But for iron nodes I think have a slightly higher respawn time than fuel nodes. So depending on what the respawn time is, you might need to make it larger, or it's possible that you could make it smaller, but I don't think so. I think iron nodes have a longer respawn time than fuel nodes. So what you do then is you'd set up your auto miners, and at the top of it, you would at the bottom of it, you would set up your linked ender chest, and you would link it to a different channel, right? So for example, say the green channel. And once you link it to the green channel there, all the iron scraps, we'll just pretend that you're using iron nodes for now. All the iron scraps are going to go to the green channel. And then what you're going to do with that is that you're going to come over here, and you're going to need another 2 linked ender chests on top of that one that you just placed there, and the 2 that you're using for the auto mining bots. So it is rather expensive to do. What you're gonna, and then you're gonna need an auto crafter as well, and several hoppers and several chests. And it's pretty simple. You just need to set up a funnel system where you're funneling both normal fuel and iron scraps into an auto crafter. And once you do that, you just need to set the auto crafter to craft whatever fuel type you're crafting. So again, we're saying it's iron fuel, so you'd set it to craft iron fuel, and then you'd have just a hopper leading out of that auto crafter and into another linked ender chest. So again, this is yet another linked ender chest on top of all the ones that you've used, and you'd set that to, say, the blue channel, right? So then all your coal fuel, okay, so then essentially your white, all your normal fuel is the white channel, all your iron scraps is the green channel, and the iron fuel nodes, or the iron fuel, is going to be, let's say, your blue channel. So then what you could do is you could take linked ender chests and, for example, hook them all up to these auto planters. So I could get rid of this double chest and put a linked ender chest here and set it to blue. And then this hopper would start taking out of the blue ender chest, the blue linked ender chest, which has the iron fuel in it. And that would automatically fuel the auto planter in an infinite loop. And all you need to do to kickstart it is you would need to put some normal fuel into your iron miners, and you'd also need to come back and put a linked ender chest with the coal fuel up here at the iron miners, or normal fuel, or the white ender chest. It doesn't really matter what fuel you use, because realistically, you should always have enough fuel to do what you're needing. But it's definitely a process, and a very expensive one. It probably takes another $2 million to pull off, not including the ender chest vault, the linked ender chest expanding limit, because those are very rare to get your hands on, and very costly. Like, I think one of the ways you can get it is slots and adventure, but they're very rare drops from adventure. So yeah, it's very costly to do that. If you're going for the cheaper way, since I'm not going to automate anything, we don't have iron nodes yet, We have it unlocked, but we don't have them, and I just don't find the value in setting up that right now and spending another like probably $2 million just to set that up, and probably another $1.5 million, $3 million to automate the rest of the stuff with those linked ender chests when we don't even have auto replant yet. So it just doesn't make sense for me to do that right now. But I hope my explanation wasn't too confusing. Hopefully, maybe down the road in a week or two, once we get auto replant and we have like obsidian nodes or something, that maybe I can show you how to do that like properly. But I hope that wasn't too confusing for you. So what I do is, if you're looking to just automate the rest of your stuff, is I just stick with the white channel. It's gonna save you like 2.5 million for the better fuel source. And it's going to save you it's going to save you like 2.5 million and a decent amount of time. And then you would just break these chests and place it with like a white linked ender chest. Again, because you should be using white for your normal fuel, because white linked ender chest, you can have an infinite amount of them, which is the really nice thing about those white linked ender chests, those white channels. So that's why I like to use it for fuel, because you can have the output go here for all the excess fuel, and then you can have as many white linked ender chests as you want, fueling the rest of your island. So that's what I'd recommend doing for your infinite fuel source. This is going pretty well. I've like almost doubled the fuel capacity that this is outputting now. So hopefully when I decide to punt more money for linked ender chests, my auto fishers and auto planters will be able to keep up. And I needed to do this anyways, because these auto fishers went from being 5 fuel when they were only catching trout to being 50 fuel in action when they're catching salmon. And I want to do a video around the auto fishers, setting that up, because that can actually be some really good money, and a lot of people don't know that. And then setting up the auto slayers, obviously, so they can be going all night long without me having to refuel these double chests. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode, and I will go ahead and see you all next time.